After the Argentines surrendered the Falklands in 1982, troops gradually left the island. By early August, the soldiers were all but gone. But they left some stuff behind, and today we're going in search of ghostly clues from the past.
The ideal thing for coming up around here is a quad bike.
This is Tony, a fourth-generation islander, demonstrating some skillful off-roading over 40-year-old trenches and shell holes. Today's target, Mount Tumbledown. Our first Argentinian mortar position faces Stanley. They'd predicted the British would land at the port, when in fact they came from behind.
Basically this would have been all roofed over. These are the materials they'd used to construct the roof, and this is all now collapsed after 40 years, but you can still see that's the remains of a sleeping bag there. These were their blankets, which were actually quite good, but 40 years later they're not in good shape anymore.
The strangest thing is the plimsolls. They're scattered all over Tumbledown. Why would soldiers carry pumps into battle? Apparently, many thought they were going on exercise, so had taken gym kit. They had no idea they were going to war.
Oh, wow. So we've got a few things here. So we've got this is what's called link, that has all the rounds for the machine guns, bullets. And this is there's one live one there, but this is, you can tell it's Argentine. It differs slightly from the British link of the time. And then here we've got this was a solid fuel that the Argentines were using to cook their rations.
Is there anything in it?
No, it's empty, but it's just the container. But it shows on there Armada Argentina, so that's Argentine Navy. It's basically the same type of thing British soldiers were using. Theirs was called hexamine, just solid fuel they were using to cook or heat the rations with.
The Argentines weren't just relying on rations. A whole battalion of 600 men would have been here. They needed something more substantial.
So this is now, we're at the east end of the mountain, the opposite end, just below where the battle ended. And very good sheltered spot where they had their main field kitchen to feed all their troops up here.
I can't believe this is all still here.
Yeah, well again, I think because it's in quite a protected spot, these particular ones would have been dropped in by helicopter.
Hence why they're still here, probably.
Yeah.
No field stew for us. We're now heading west to see what treasures Mount Harriet holds.
So this is the route that 3 Troop took?
Yeah, this 3 Troop of K Company came right up this exact way we're going. And as they'd come up, crossing all that open ground we'd seen below, Peter Babington, the K Company commander, had said every now and then the moon would come out from behind the clouds and light up the whole face of the mountain. And he said, I kept thinking, how can't we be seen, but fortunately by then the diversionary fire from J Company on Wall Mountain had engaged the Argentines already, so their main focus was on that, and which allowed K Company to get within about 100 meters of the Argentine positions here before, from here on they were under fire, but they'd literally almost got in amongst them by then. So this is one of the first things we see here, cluster bomb housing. These were dropped by the Harrier the day before the battle. I think most of the mountain sites, attacks with the Harriers took place beforehand, just to sort of soften them up a bit beforehand. This is a typical example of one of the Argentine positions that built up with rocks here, and still quite a bit of their kit in here as well. So you've got, there's one of their boots. These boots were actually pretty good, better than the standard British boots at that time. I mean, good soles, you can still see after 40 years. It's not in too bad a condition. Yeah, so they were good boots. And then there's various bits and pieces in here. So this is the LAW, this is called the Light Anti-Tank Weapon, 66mm. This is the launcher for it, which was like a disposable launcher. And I think both Argentines and British forces used these. It's an American-made weapon. And bits of sleeping bags, a spade, all the usual stuff you find in these positions.
Argentine communication wires still spiderweb the hillside, connecting their positions. And on the southern side of Harriet, we find something the British left behind.
So this is one of the NBC overboots because of the possible threat of chemical weapons by the Argentines, and some British soldiers tried wearing these over their regular boots to keep their feet dry, but I mean, I don't think they were very easy to walk in, so it wasn't a hugely successful sort of experiment, but I mean, lots of these things were disposed of along the way.
Magnificent as they stand, thanks to the conflict, these hills are now memorials, a natural museum. Many treasures have been stolen by curious tourists, but many still remain, and surely more still lie unfound. Hannah King, Forces News, in the Falklands. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.